terms. So for us, that's a really interesting concept, and we've never really been pushing students on this kind of level of content before, but actually it's incredibly important. You know, people need to know about how their money is actually going to work for them over a long period of time, and whether it's, you know, a good option or not a good option. And obviously I'll go back to, you know, key principle of my bank. You know, we're not obviously telling young people what to do by any means. We're not suggesting this is what you should be doing. I guess what we're trying to do here is highlight, look, you know, long-term saving, you know, is a good thing. You know, as a principle, it's definitely a good thing. You have lots of options, you know, and the options are going to be different for different people, and different people will choose to do different things based on what they want. I guess what we want people to do is make sure they make informed decisions. So before we showed these graphs, we brought up those questions. If you were saving £100 a month, where would you save it? So actually we're going to bring up the same set of questions at the end. So this slide, so if you had £100 a month and you put it inside, where would you put it? And see if people change their opinions. And if they do, fine. If they don't, also fine. I guess what we want to do is make sure that people are making informed decisions. And actually I guess the kind of the thing there about informed decisions as a concept is one that, you know, can be really, you know, really strong as one of the kind of the main features essentially of this section. So just going back to the session as a whole, that is really kind of where we end. So the conclusion of this session is about, you know, obviously what we've done in today's session. We've looked at, you know, how you manage your money on a day-to-day, how you prioritise it, how you budget it, the decisions you make, and how they can add up to, how the small things can add up to big things in terms of like shopping challenges, demotivators, but also then about how all of the decisions we make kind of on a day-to-day will add up to bigger things on longer term, and you have lots of different long-term options, and we're really encouraging people to make informed decisions around those. So that's the kind of the session as it is, and the kind of overview and how it finishes. I guess what a final thought around that is, so these kind of new concepts that we're bringing in, so we've got risk, we've got insurance, we've got pensions, of all things that can be, obviously we've seen how some of them can be linked in session 1, how obviously they're relevant here in session 2, but of course they can be, you know, very relevant in session 3 as well. So you know, if you think obviously about inflation in session 3 is obviously a topic that we cover there, so that's certainly interesting. If you think about in session 3, we've got different types of bank accounts, but obviously we've started to talk about different types of ISAs in this, so again there's some links. Or it might even be that you talk about when we're talking about mortgages, potentially in section 2, if you talk about different types of loans, you know, mortgages could come up, at which point you can link in different elements in terms of risk and how things change over time, and if you're putting money aside. You know, essentially there are lots of different links here. So I guess what we want to do is obviously, with the changes that we're making to Money Twist at this point of the year, is to really kind of push this content forward, and hopefully then make some more links in between all the sessions. So that's finishing the updates there for Money Twist Key Stage 4 Session 2. Again, look forward to speaking to you all about these changes, how you're finding them, and coming out and seeing you deliver them as well. Thanks very much.